the one, the only Bencio
Afternoon and welcome to a new book we'll be doing today. It's called Shidduch Secrets. We're going to give some on my course on dating. This is going to be about dating, Shidduch Secrets. I picked this book because it was kind of hard to find an English Jewish book about dating, at least from the Orthodox perspective. It says The Ultimate Guide to Finding a Spouse. It's written by actually two women, Leah Jacobs and Shane D. Marks. Foreword by a rabbi, or Asian, Jay Torsky. I'm going to skip the foreword because let's get right into it. Rabbis don't know the first thing I should do. I'll leave it out there for you right away, and that's why I'm not wearing a jacket. People ask me, you give all these shiurim, these lectures on Torah, why don't you wear a jacket? I said, I don't want people to think I'm a rabbi, because I'm not a rabbi. Rabbis are on one spectrum. I'm on the exact opposite spectrum of the rabbis. Is my knowledge of Torah sources the same or better? Yes. Am I a rabbi? 100% not. I do this for fun. I don't do this to be greater than anyone else, to tell people what to do. I do it to have a good time, and we're going to have a good time in this book. Today we're going to do the introduction. There's, I think, 16 chapters. I'm going to divide each chapter into two parts. So I'll be giving 2 lectures a week, hopefully. Today we'll just start with the introduction. It's only a couple of pages. Okay, I'm going to try to cater these lectures, this course, I'm going to call it a course, no more lectures, to dating, not just specifically in the Jewish Orthodox world, but to the entire world, because I have to say, I'm kind of an expert on this, for a couple of different reasons, and you'll find out going through the book how big of an expert I am on dating, even though I did have a lot of experience. I did have a lot of experience in dating, in the shidduch dating world, in the Jewish Orthodox dating world. I wasn't very good at it when I went through it, and that's why I was in the system for very long. I was 10 years before I found my wife and got married. So 10 years, I went out with, I don't know, at least 50 girls. I'd say I got rejected by about at least 40 of them, you know? So it was like a 40 to 10 ratio. So every 4 out of every 5 girls I was going out with, they were rejecting me. I wasn't rejecting them. I had some longer ones that I went out with, some shorter ones. But it was a nightmare for me. Honestly, it was a nightmare. And I was very bad at it. Very bad. And now I'm a married man. And I've been married for 6 years. And I learned my lesson. I learned what makes women tick. It's going to be from a man's perspective because, I mean, I could also tell you what women think also, because I'm very keen to understand women also. Because if you want women to like you, you have to understand women. You can't just be, people think alpha males, that's why they talk about toxic masculinity, when you only think of things from a man's perspective. You really want to capture the heart of a woman, you really have to be someone that knows women really well, and you care about women really well. And then you can know almost what they're thinking, and if they're attracted to you, you're attracted to them. So again, I'm not just going to talk about the Jewish or the Orthodox Jewish dating world. I'm going to give dating advice to everybody because I have a lot of advice to give. In the introduction, the author talks about when we're looking for a life partner. Now, this whole book is about dating for marriage. It's not about dating to have a good time, to have fun. If you want to learn about that, how to, get a woman to sleep with you, you'll get the skills from this course. I will give you the skills to do that, but I don't think that should be an ideal for people. I think it's a stupid idea for people. People shouldn't do that. Pick up these skills, sleep around for yourselves, not because you're hurting the woman, you're playing with the woman, because it's not a gratifying life. A man needs stability in life. A man needs a woman with him all the time. People are married. Some men, they hate their wives being around them, but a man is supposed, if you want to be happy, you have to have a woman next to you all the time. That's just the way of the world. The Gemara, the Talmud says that, So you need a woman by your side all the time, and ideally, you should be either dating seriously, where it could lead to marriage, or you should get married. There's drawbacks of marriage. I know there's a lot of drawbacks of marriage, but I'm not talking about the drawbacks of marriage right now. I'm talking about the dating process building a serious relationship, maintaining it, and ultimately delivering it to marriage. So in an introduction, the author talks about that one of the biggest problems people have when searching for a life partner or searching to get married is they're not really sure what they're searching for, right? One distinction that I want to focus in is that a lot of people, she writes, or they write, so many students walk into the office with a clear picture of what they want in a partner, but no idea what they need. Turns out that getting what they want will never make them happy in the long run. The secret to a powerful and effective search is knowing what they need to be happy. This results in a much happier marriage as well. This is really important, and the truth is that often young people fantasize. They fantasize what they're looking for in a life partner, in a serious relationship. Obviously it's affected by Hollywood. Hollywood has a big effect. Happily ever after. And this is a really important point. There's needs and there's wants in life. And a marriage where your needs are taken care of will exist, will go on. Will it be the perfect marriage? Not necessarily, but you'll have your needs taken care of. But if you ignore your needs and you just go after your wants, so let's say you find that person with your wants, but you're missing some of your needs in that person, then you will ultimately get divorced because you don't have what you need. It's like, food and water, right? If you have meals, if you have bread and water, you can survive. If you don't have ice cream, right, you can survive on bread and water. But if you just have ice cream all the time, I guess you could survive also, but it would be kind of hard to survive on ice cream all the time. You get sick of it. And that's the nature of snacks. When you eat snacks, it's like you lose out on a meal. A meal satiates you. A meal keeps you going. Yes, you don't have the amazing time when you're eating that bar of ice cream, but it keeps you going and you can get to the next meal and you can live and you can survive like that. But if you just have ice cream all the time, I like someone to try this, honestly. Just survive on ice cream for their whole lives. I think they would just kill themselves. I'm not saying you should kill yourself. You should definitely not kill yourselves. But I'm saying it would be very difficult for a person to live like that. Very difficult for a person to live like that. Just ice cream all the time. And that's really true when it comes to marriage. And I'll just say it out there. The biggest, from a man's perspective, there's 3 needs that a man needs in a woman. Every man needs this. These things are needed by every man. Number 1, and every man will agree to this, the one man needs to be attracted to the woman. How attractive? I once asked my personal advisor, call him that, when I started dating, I went out with the first girl. She wasn't attractive. I said, should I continue? I don't find her attractive. He said, once you started, keep going. He said, and even the next girl you go out with, if she's pleasant looking, go right ahead. I'm thinking to myself, what does even pleasant looking even mean? What does that mean, pleasant looking? Attracted, I understand. Pleasant looking, it's like something I don't have to think about. I don't know, what does pleasant looking mean, and why would that make me happy? A man knows what he's attracted to physically. First, it's the face, and if she has a beautiful face and she has a beautiful body, those 2 things are the most important things. A beautiful face without a beautiful body will be okay. That might even suffice for a need. But an ugly face with a beautiful body probably won't. That's the truth. But women, because God knows that men are attracted to women primarily based on their appearance, He did a great service to mankind in the fact that more women are attractive than men. There are more attractive women than attractive men in the world. It's a fact, I would say 50% of women are attractive. And the reason for this is as follows. Men and women share beauty. Let's say we're talking about the face, right? There's even objective standards for beauty, based on the dimension of the face, the symmetry, etc. I wouldn't say there's more gorgeous women than gorgeous men. I think that's about accurate. But women who are cute, who have a cute look to them, right? They're attractive. They're deemed attractive to men. Men who look cute are not attractive to women. That's why only 10% of men are only about 10% of men are physically attractive. 50% of women are physically attractive. Now, out of those 50% of women, there's 10% that might be super attractive. You know, a 9 or a 10, which if you can get one of those girls, you're lucky. But you have to make sure the other two qualities are there also, or you'll be missing some of your needs. Second need, the number 2 most important need for a man is a personality, a girl with a nice personality. She doesn't have to be the life of the party. But if you're a guy who likes to have a good time, you need a girl who will laugh with your jokes, who wants to have fun with you, will have a good time. There are women that are shy, but if they have a good husband who will lighten their mood, will lighten them up, they'll play along with it. And you have some women who are just bitter and sour. And if she's a gorgeous woman, but she has a bitter personality, stay away from her. Red flag. Stay away from her. It's not worth it, because that's a need for a man. Even if your woman is gorgeous, she's a 10 out of 10. Not every girl's a 10 out of 10. Most are not. But if you found a 10 out of 10 and she has a rotten personality, stay far away. And the third thing, which people don't realize they need, is they need a woman of integrity. A woman who has integrity. Meaning what? Meaning, I'm not talking about religion per se necessarily. A woman who is an honest woman. A woman who's honest. She doesn't lie to you. She doesn't cheat on you for sure. She doesn't lie to you. She's not cheating. She's telling you what's on her mind. So you can have good communication and you can build a relationship together. A woman of principles. There are certain women out there, because I'm giving this course to the masses and not just the Jewish, like I've done to the Jewish Orthodox sector. There's a lot of women out there, especially in the non-Jewish world, who are sluts, hoes. You know, they're not the best. You know, there's a lot of, unfortunately, on TikTok and other sites, there's a lot of people that have chosen this path in life where, you know, it used to be the porn industry was basically, you know, cast aspersions on people, you know, look terribly upon that. But nowadays it's almost like socially acceptable, and people use it to gain clout in social media and things like that. I think it's disgusting. I think it's terrible. And worst of all, it's bad for the person. It ruins their lives. I've seen some interviews of these people who are in the industry, the porn industry. You know how many times they say they want to commit suicide, they're addicted to drugs. It's a very demeaning, it demeans your self-worth. When you are given money just to do that stuff, it makes you feel lousy inside, and that's why you lose appreciation for yourself, and oftentimes you're ready to kill yourself. You know, hopefully people don't do that, but you know, it's just a very sad situation. People should stay far away from that, and that's exactly the opposite of a woman with integrity. A woman with integrity would never do that. A woman of purity, integrity, she has those qualities. She knows what's important. She's a God-fearing woman. She's someone that she doesn't have to have religion in her life necessarily. It's just about principles and morals. That's really what it's about principles and morals and doing what's right in life. Because ultimately, you're going to have to deal with a lot of different situations, especially if you get married. And you're going to want someone who's honest and fair and compassionate and considerate. And if you're going to be that way, you want her to be that way also. And a man should be that way also, right? I'm going to talk at a different time. I'll talk about the 3 things that a woman should look for in a man. But I'm talking here from the perspective of a man looking for what a man should look for in a woman. Those are the 3 things that I believe are the most important things, and those are needs. And if you don't have those needs, right, it doesn't have to be 10 out of 10, right? The beauty does not have to be 10 out of 10. I would say 7 out of 10 is good enough, right? She doesn't have to be the greatest personality. Yeah, if she's life of the party, I don't know if you want life of the party. If you're not a life of the party person, I don't think you want a life of the party woman, because she's gonna be dominant over you, and she's gonna boss you around, control you. You don't want a woman. You want to be in control of your woman. The man wants to be a man. The man, there's nothing worse than a husband who feels emasculated and the woman is in control. There's nothing worse than marrying an alpha female. Alpha females are bad. You know, alpha female is like a beta male. It's tough to marry an alpha female. It's not worth it. You don't feel like a man. You want to feel like a man. A man wants to feel like a man. So you want a woman with personality. Personality, I would say, fun personality. Ideally, someone who's responsive. You can go along with your personality. You know, people have different types of personalities. People are more sociable. Some Some people like to just go have fun by themselves. Other people like, with more people, just being around more people. It's nice if you get along together, but the most important is when you spend time together, if you can have a good time together. And that's important. If you can have a good time together, that's a need. And the third need is to have a woman of decent integrity. Listen, no one's perfect. Everyone has lied or cheated or done something wrong in their lives. No one's perfect in this world. We're human beings. We're not angels. But the more integrity you see, I would say the bare minimum is you need a woman who, if she lies or cheats, she admits to you. You don't have to pry it out of her. She feels bad and she comes back to you. If she does that, if she does it more than once, that's a problem. If she does it once, everyone's allowed to make a mistake one time. But do it more than once, then it's already, she's just using it as a pretext. So again, you can't expect her to be an angel. You're not an angel. No man's an angel. But if you have a decent, morally principled woman, and she has a nice personality, and she's good looking, then you got all your needs. Wants, we'll talk about going forward. That's the introduction I want to speak about over here. I'll see you at the end of the week. We'll start chapter 1. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.